All right, let's dive in. Today, we're going to tackle a field you might think is all about dusty old books and taxes, but it's actually in the middle of a massive tech revolution. We're talking about accounting. It's shifting from just, simple record keeping to being the strategic command center for a business. And we're going to break down exactly how that's happening.
So be honest. When you hear the word accounting, what pops into your head? It's probably something like this, right? Dusty ledgers, stacks of paper, maybe a clunky calculator. And look, for decades, you wouldn't have been wrong. But today, technology is completely rewriting that story.
And this is the great shift we're talking about. Accounting is moving from being this manual, slow, and reactive process where you're only looking at what's already happened to one that's automated, happens in real time, and is even predictive. It's literally the difference between driving while looking only in your rearview mirror and driving with a live GPS telling you what's coming up ahead.
Now, at the very heart of this whole revolution is something called the Accounting Information System, or AIS. The easiest way to think of it is as the digital foundation. It's the central hub that collects, stores, and processes all of a company's financial data. It's basically the operating system that lets all this cool new technology work its magic.
Okay, so let's actually build this modern system from the ground up, starting with the foundational toolkit. These are the core technologies, kind of like the bedrock that makes everything else possible. First up, the cloud. This is the thing that finally untethered accounting from a single office or computer. Storing data online means your teams can get to it and collaborate from literally anywhere. It also slashes IT costs and, maybe most importantly, gives you powerful data backup. Suddenly, a server crashing in the back room isn't a total catastrophe anymore. Now, building on top of that cloud foundation are enterprise resource planning systems, or ERPs. If the AIS is the skeleton, well, the ERP is the company's central nervous system. It connects every single department, finance, HR, sales, you name it, into one integrated system where all the data is shared instantly. So what does that actually look like? Well, imagine a sale is made. Instantly, and I mean instantly, the ERP updates the inventory numbers, pings the warehouse to ship the item, and generates the invoice for the finance department. There are no delays, nobody has to re-enter data, it's totally seamless, and it all happens in real time. And what's holding all this information together? That's the Database Management System, or DBMS. Just think of it as this super organized digital library working behind the scenes. It makes sure all that data from the cloud and the ERP is stored securely, kept accurate, and can be pulled up in a snap. So we've got our foundation built. Now we can add the next layer, the intelligence. And this is where things get really transformative. We're moving beyond just storing data to actually making that data work for us, automating tasks, and unlocking some incredible new insights. And this is where artificial intelligence and machine learning come into the picture. And let me tell you, they are the true game changers. These systems don't just automate tasks, they learn. By crunching these vast amounts of data, they can spot patterns, detect fraud, and even provide predictive insights that help businesses forecast what's coming next. And the benefits here are so tangible. Instead of having someone manually type in invoices, AI bots can just read and input them. Instead of random spot checks for fraud, you have machine learning algorithms monitoring every single transaction 24/7. It's just a massive leap forward in both efficiency and security. A really key part of this is something called robotic process automation, or RPA. This tech creates what you can honestly think of as a digital workforce. These are software bots that are programmed to handle all those high-volume, repetitive tasks, like processing invoices or reconciling accounts. They work way faster than humans, and they don't make typos. And believe me, the innovation is not slowing down. The next wave of tech is already rolling in. You've got blockchain creating these hyper-secure and transparent ledgers. You have big data analytics uncovering insights we've never been able to see before. And the Internet of Things, or IoT, gives us real-time asset tracking, so you know exactly where every single piece of inventory is at all times. Okay, so this all sounds pretty amazing, right? But what's the real-world impact? Let's talk about the payoff, the good stuff, but also the price, because a major transformation like this definitely comes with its own set of challenges. The benefits are huge. Yeah, speed and security are major wins, but look at this. The single biggest advantage is improved accuracy. You're slashing human error in a field where mistakes can be really, costly. But what's really key is that better decision support is right up there. This isn't just about doing old tasks faster, it's about enabling much smarter strategic choices. Of course, this shift isn't a walk in the park. There are hurdles. The implementation costs can be really high. Companies need to find or train people with a whole new set of tech skills. And with all this data flying around online, the risks from cyber threats and the need for rock-solid data privacy are more critical than ever. So when you balance that huge potential against the very real hurdles, where does this all lead? Let's take a look over the horizon, because the evolution of finance is far, far from over. And this future is closer than you might think. I mean, imagine blockchain-based auditing that creates almost perfect transparency, or picture live financial dashboards right on your phone, giving you the real-time pulse of your business. We're even starting to see voice-activated accounting assistants, where you can ask for a complex financial report as easily as you ask for the weather. You know, this quote just nails it. Technology transforms AIS from a traditional record-keeping tool into an intelligent, real-time decision support system. For me, that's the whole story right there. Accounting is no longer just about documenting the past. It's about actively helping you navigate the future. Which leaves us with one final and I think fascinating question to chew on. As these intelligent machines get better and better at mastering the numbers, what becomes the true, indispensable value of a human accountant? What are those skills, like strategic thinking, ethical judgment, or person-to-person advisory, that just can't be automated? That is the central question for the future of this entire profession. Thanks for tuning in.